Coach, obviously fouls are a huge part of this game on both ends. How unnerving was it maybe the last minute with Jahvin sitting on the bench with a minute left, y'all trying to close out this game?
I loved how he handled it. As soon as he knew he fouled out, not much of a reaction from him in terms of going after the call in a negative way. Instead, just kind of huddled up his teammates and said, hey, go win this without me. And that's a lot of trust. And I think that's the balanced basketball team we've become. Obviously, he's got a really good player sitting next to him that he trusts in the big moment. I thought Brandon, Eli and Brady all did a great job of handling the ball down the stretch, and then you just go to the line and hit free throws. But I liked our composure, across the board, and the leadership started with Jahvin.
Was there a question over his third foul that they thought maybe it was
I thought
somebody
it was
else?
a minute and a half, 2 minutes left in half. I'm not sure on timeline. Jordan was the clear-cut fouler, yet they registered it to Jahvin. So for him to play that long with 2 fouls, and you think you're going to escape into the half with him only having 2, to him getting an unwarranted, third foul, I thought we could have lost our composure there, and ultimately all year long we've kind of really concentrated on the character side, and we've really concentrated on certain things are out of our control, and that was one of them. So the biggest talking point in the locker room was look, what happened has happened. Okay, we're going to come out and kind of play through it. Now, I didn't think we handled the foul trouble well in the second half. They just kind of drove it right at us and kind of took advantage of them both being in foul trouble. But I liked our leadership and composure. I thought they did a good job of exploiting Jahvin in foul trouble to start the half. They went right at him. Obviously he's an important piece to us, and we need him on the floor, and he knows that. So I'm scared to kind of maybe be physical in some spots and guard. But ultimately, I thought they just kept going downhill right, and we were scared to foul. I didn't like what we did defense. We tried to go zone for possession. Ultimately, though, we never lost the lead, and I thought how we handled the run was good. We handled it with longer possessions. We haven't done that all year long. Sometimes, they'll come down and heat check one back, and I didn't think we did that tonight. I thought we kind of handled it with long possessions. And then I thought, kids make big plays in big spots. Brandon's 3 late was, I thought, huge and phenomenal. He did a good job in ball screens of attacking late. And I thought Brady Hahn's in front of the bench was a big-time shot. I don't know how many shot in the entire game, but for him to let that one fly with confidence in a big moment, I think, maybe up 1 to get us up 4 was huge. And we knew if we could get a little bit of separation, we'd find a way to win the game. It was just a matter of not folding. And again, that just kind of speaks to the maturity of our kids and the composure of our kids. I think Brandon's ultimately just a competitor. Sometimes I forget how good of a player and how good of an athlete it is. I'm all over his case there at the end of the game. And sometimes I got to let him just be him and understand that him is a winner. And I thought that shined. He got frustrated early in the game, 2 quick kind of foul calls. He's a phenomenal defender, but they got 2 quick ones on him in space, and then he kind of plays the frustrated game, could never get flow. But again, the biggest thing attached, to him is I think he's a winner. He's another good leader for us. He's a phenomenal defender, and I think he'd give us another good one with the ball in his hands. And so we're really fortunate to have him playing at a high level in this one. He was great in the second half.
Brandon, how did you go from non-factor to factor in the second half? Sometimes when you're sitting out with foul trouble, you don't have rhythm, you don't have offensive confidence. How did you switch that in the second half?
Like Coach said, I build on energy. So in the first half, when I couldn't get my energy going, couldn't get my flow going, it kind of laid me back. So when I came out second half, I knew it was a new half. Started with 0 fouls in a new half. So I feel like I had to pick back up my energy, and then the game just went with me.
Jahvin, sometimes people come down here and struggle in this arena, especially their first time here. You made your first 3. What did that do to give you confidence, settle you in?
I think that was big. I ran in I'm pushing it full court and ran into it. That gave me a lot of energy and boosted my confidence. I feel like my mindset the same as it's been all season. It's a new arena, new environment for everybody, but it's one game at a time. We've been practicing. We practice at UT and practice at Tennessee Tech. My shot been feeling the same, been feeling good, so it's just feel like a normal game to me.
Brandon, go ahead.
Yeah, Brandon, I know you've known Ja for a little while, I think about 2nd, 3rd grade. I guess how special is it to be at a state tournament with someone that you've known since you were kids?
We done talked about this our whole life for me and him, and then we got another friend, Marquise Barrett, who go to Webb. So we just been talking about playing with each other our whole life, in high school, and then this just in and off my basketball career. ending it off on him, it just mean everything to me.
Jai, y'all's first state tournament win since 2004. I don't even know if you were alive back then. Alcoa, obviously known as a football school. What's it mean to you guys as a basketball team? I know there's some football players on it, but as a basketball unit to win for the first time since 2004 down here?
I mean, it means a lot. I mean, I feel like if you don't know Alcoa and you heard of them, you'll just think we a football school, and that's not it. Like, we got sports. All of our sports are good and great, but it means a lot because a lot of great players have came through Alcoa, a lot of great teams, so just to know we hanging a banner up there means a lot.
Were you alive back then?
No.
March 2004?
I was born 2005, December.
What do you think you showed out there?
I just really was born with it. Like, I took a year off and still had it. When I went down to Florida that year after my sophomore year, like I was strictly football, but we had like courts and stuff outside that we can go like hoop and stuff like in the off season. And we always went out and played, and I still could do what I do. So I just came back, and why not?